Yeah.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Mike.
Yeah.
You got it. No, you got.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
All right,
yeah. Like I said.
I was gonna give it to you, but yeah.
Yeah, like I said
Go ahead.
last week, Mike's.
Friday.
Three
yeah,
Mikes
Friday.
here.
After
Mike
the
Jones,
Bills.
thanks for joining. I
No.
tried to tell Mike Smith last week, Mike Jones. We keep talking about Buffalo and Buffalo. Vegas loves Buffalo. NFL media loves Buffalo. Fans love Buffalo after that Thursday night game. But they have played Kansas City the last couple years in the playoffs. They have come up short in Kansas City. And I don't think, did Andy Reid leave? Did Patrick Mahomes leave? Yes. Tyreek Hill did. But are you saying all of Kansas City's success was tied to 10? I'm not. So
No.
Put some respect on Kansas City's name.
Yeah, I agree with you. And we've heard that Patrick Mahomes has been more there's been a fire that people have seen in him, that he seems even more engaged than he already was. And there's a hunger. And we saw yesterday, he's on a mission to prove that, so what? Tyreek Hill's gone. It's okay. I'm still Patrick Mahomes. We're still the Chiefs. And we're out there to make another run at a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, listen, in all seriousness, Michael, I'm a Buffalo guy out of the AFC. Got them losing to the Bucks in the Super Bowl, Mike Jones. But I never doubted that the Chiefs would be good. I mean, as long as they got 15.
What did you doubt about the Chiefs?
Nothing. No, I never doubted the Chiefs. I just like Buffalo better. That's okay. But my question, well, you know what I doubt about Michael Holley? Arizona. Like, look, we've moved on. We've moved on from the homework clause, from the independent study clause. But then I hear Cliff Kingsbury say yesterday, we got to have better practice habits. So now I'm just like, what is it with this? What is it with this group? Like, what are they? Are they missing something in the area of professionalism and maturity across the board? What am I to make of those comments?
I mean, I think that this is who they are. They're dysfunctional. They're immature. They shift blame. They're not a first-class organization. And that's why it was surprising to me when Cliff Kingsbury got a extension. It was surprising to me when Kyler Murray, gets the payday that he did. What have you done? They go out there and they get off to fast starts, and then everybody figures them out, and Cliff can't make adjustments, and Kyler fizzles, and they disappoint. So, and now you got Cliff saying we need better practice habits. Well, you are the freaking coach who draws up these practice plans and cracks the whip. Maybe you need to look yourself in the mirror and figure out that you're not quite as smart and clever a coach as you thought you were.
All right, tell us how you really feel. So since you're on a roll here, who else needs to do some soul searching? It's only week one. We're not overreacting, but we can only go off of what we saw. What's the biggest red flag? Not talking about Dallas. We've covered Dallas.
Right.
Dallas looks ugly. They lost Dak Prescott. Other than Dallas, who else needs to look in the mirror, same as the Arizona Cardinals?
One guy is Bill Belichick. I know you've got a bunch of rings on your finger and everything like that, but you've got Matt Patricia calling plays for you. I said back in the offseason that I really had questions that, you've got a young quarterback and you don't have a quarterback coach. You got Joe Judge and Matt Patricia kind of sharing duties as these co-offensive coordinators, and neither one of them have ever called plays. Neither one of them have really had success outside of Bill Belichick. And I know Belichick says, hey, everything starts and ends with me as the head coach, but you need somebody who knows what they're doing. And Matt Patricia showed yesterday that he is not the guy that they need calling plays. Bill Belichick needs to look in the mirror and figure out, okay, hey, why didn't I get an offensive coordinator again? Because that offense did not look good. You had a first-year head coach that you're going up against. What was it, 434 games to none? When you think about the two resumes. And even so, the Dolphins took them out. They came out there. Their defense looked great. Their offense looked really good. Tua had a really solid game. Mac Jones had multiple turnovers. This is not a good start. So Bill Belichick is one of those guys that's got to kind of have a come to Jesus talk with himself.
I agree. And, Mike, here's the thing. What's crazy is they do have a quarterback coach. It's Joe Judge. They have
right, like a real quarterback coach, though.
Yeah, right. But
that's a special teams coordinator.
As bad as that sounds, that's not even the worst problem. So you got Joe Judge working with quarterbacks. You got Matt Patricia doing his offensive coordinator thing, and you know what you have? You have Matt Patricia also as the offensive line coach. Like, you tell me, both of you tell me, you covered the NFL. Both Mike Smith and Mike Jones covered the NFL league-wide at a high level. You tell me any team that you've ever covered where the O coordinator is also the offensive line coach. I just don't. They're two big jobs. You can't make it. Like, they trying to save $1? That's like going back when you first started. Hey, you first started in TV or newspapers. You're your own photographer. You're the writer.
Right.
You're the writer. You're also the sports editor. You got all these jobs.
Mom and pop shop.
That was like me back when I was in a weekly newspaper in Virginia, in my hometown. We did it all,
That's the problem.
This is the Patriots. They're a world first-class organization, and it's almost like Bill Belichick just didn't want to have to train anybody else. So he's like, let me just have these guys who speak the same language. I'll overrule them if we need to when we're calling plays, but we're going to be okay. And, man, I don't know. I think that he really made a mistake. I don't know if it's arrogance, feeling like, hey, this is the machine that I built, and it doesn't matter who I plug in there, we're going to be okay, or what. But, I mean, again, it's only week 1, but it didn't look good in the preseason. It didn't look good on Sunday either.
Well, on the positive side, I'll put on my Michael Holley hat because Michael Holley was being positive with the Cowboys. I'll say for the Patriots, I agree with you about multitasking at that level. Patricia was the assistant offensive line coach before he switched to defense, so it's not completely foreign to him on that side of the ball. But as we know, they never win in Miami, no matter how early they go down there. And traditionally, this team gets better as the season goes on. So we'll see if that does continue. But then again, it may be a personnel, not just coaching, but it also may be some personnel issues as well. On the flip side, you saw teams like Chicago stand tall. Daboll and the Giants, former offensive assistant in New England, Brian Daboll, and the Giants do their thing. Houston fight to a tie. Detroit show that, that Dan Campbell grit. What was a team that, and I'm not saying you got to put them in the playoffs, Mike Jones, but what was a team that you were like, yeah, you know what, I was really impressed, and there's some staying power here. There's something sustainable about what I saw in week 1 from this team.
Sustainable might be hard. I don't want to overreact to anything right there, but I did talk to a number of people who were impressed with what they saw out of Chicago. Look, it was an ugly, sloppy game, but they were going against a talented team in the 49ers. So there, hats off to them. But the one that I really saw that I'm like, okay, maybe something is trending in the right direction was Minnesota going up there. What they did against Green Bay. We saw Kirk Cousins and that offense looked like they'd been brought into the modern age, because under Mike Zimmer, that offense was just very, it was stuck in the past. And so you saw Kevin O'Connell, and it looked like the Rams offense, a lot of motion, a lot of things to get the defense guessing and, and off balance and everything. Balance. You got a good passing game. You had a good run game. You had some play action and everything. So I felt like that was a really good start there for their offense. Justin Jefferson, just falling out, looking like the best wide receiver in the game. Their defense, now look, there were some drops that hurt the Packers, but still, their defense still got after Aaron Rodgers. Their pass protection was not good in Green Bay. So I felt like, of all of the first-year programs, the teams that aren't the elite, I thought that the Vikings were ones that really impressed me a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, you agree with me? Last question I have for you. You agree with me? Panthers in the playoffs?
I think it's possible. No, we talked about it last week. They are the team that I picked that, now look, they have some kinks they got to work out. Their defense gave up too many rushing yards. Baker has got to settle down. I talked to a number of people who know him pretty well. It was like, man, he looked really nervous. And they were a little surprised by that. But I do think that they have a chance, if they get this thing figured out, if Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy. That's a big, big thing for them. I do think that they have a chance to get a wild card.
Jacoby Brissett gives you a chance to win games. Listen, man, Cleveland might be able to tread water well enough.
They will with that defense. Yeah, with that defense and that run game, they feel like they have the talent to put around Jacoby Brissett. He doesn't have to go out there and win the games. He just makes the smart decisions. He knows to stay within himself, and that's all.
And that locker room loves Jacoby Brissett. Like
everybody loves Jacoby Brissett. Everybody loves him as a dude. Everybody loves him. He's I mean, but not as a quarterback. They love him. Like, okay.
I love that.
Same
Okay.
thing in Indy.
Fine. I love that kicker.
Same thing.
I love that kicker.
Yeah.
Speaking of kickers, have you hugged your long snapper today? Hug your kicker today. That was the hell of a. That was fun. It was fun for us. It wasn't fun for the kickers. It wasn't fun for the teams. But it was fun for us watching those kickers struggle yesterday. Some of them, that is.
No,
Mike Jones,
hey.
appreciate you, man. Thank you. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.